this video, we're trying every type of noodle here in Taipei, Taiwan. But first, let's back up. East Asia is known for noodles of all kinds, and today I'm on a mission to explore Taiwan's noodle extremes. I'm talking their cheapest noodles, their oldest noodles, their best noodles, and by the end of this video, we'll be experiencing Taiwan's most expensive noodles. A noodle that costs over $300. Why is it so expensive? You're gonna find out soon. But first, Taiwan's cheapest noodle coming in at under $1. Let's go check it out. We have come to our first and cheapest location of the day, right behind me. Here they're serving a few different types of noodles and a lot of pork organs. Which organs? I don't know. They kind of just cut up whatever they want to, throw it on a plate and give it to you. In a moment, I'm gonna go check out the noodles, but first, let's check out the menu. Let me tell you the problem here. Making a menu like this is tough because it is very permanent, but prices fluctuate a lot, especially these days. Thanks a lot, Gerald Ford. What you can see here is that a lot of the base prices are around 20 Taiwanese dollars. In American dollars, that is 62 cents. The prices here are insanely affordable, but I want to see what I get for that amount of money. Is it going to be delicious? Let's go in and find out. Boom, I am in the Dragon's Den right now. This is the kitchen. There are two people busy at work here, and there are just a load of ingredients scattered everywhere. It looks really good. Let me show you some of the noodle options they have here. Here on this table, you can see they have a few different types of noodles, including these flat noodles. And they have these noodles, and they have these noodles. And they have these noodles. These are actually bean sprouts. This morning's affordable bowl of yum starts with thick-cut rice noodles. Blanch it in the noodle net with bean sprouts. All that gets tossed in a bowl with green onions, crispy fried shallots, and a spoonful of Taiwan's famous minced pork. Finally, a generous pour of rich pork bone broth to make this bowl complete. Meal one, 62 cents for that. This is more, we'll talk about that soon. Immediately, you can kind of see why it would be on the cheap end. The only protein is right here in the form of a kind of a Taiwanese pork sauce. Then we've got bean sprouts, we've got a little bit of dried shrimp, and these green onions. The rest is just delicious broth and those flat rice noodles. Let's start with the broth. It's slightly porky, very oily, and there's a lot of MSG. That's what it tastes like. Overall, it is heartwarming. I do like it. I think they've cooled down enough. I'm gonna take a shot at these fat rice noodles. You know, they look like a pho noodle, but it's nothing like a pho noodle. They're very fat, bouncy, a bit more elastic too. But I gotta say, when you take a bite of that, not a lot of flavor popping off. I'm gonna look at what else is on the table. A little bit of pepper. This looks pretty good. Oh my God, that looks like it might have some flavor. Does this go in soup? I have no idea. Time to try it again. Second bite. Cheers. It's so hot. I think the best part of the noodles is the texture. They're so bouncy. When it comes to the flavor, there's not a lot of it. I hope I'm doing something wrong, but maybe this is just what people like. Over here we have our side dish. For an additional 95 cents, you can get this plate of assorted random pig organs. When I asked what he was gonna be putting on the plate, he just said basically, whatever I want to. Everyone who gets noodles here also orders this, a plate full of random and mysterious meat cuts, a medley of pork organs including heart, liver, and intestine. After chopping, they take a dip in a bubbling broth. Then they're dumped out and doused with a sweet, mysterious brown sauce. So come take a look at what we got. We've got some ginger and thick soy-based sauce on top. This intestine, that liver, that, I don't know. This might just be actual meat. Let's try that. Cheers. Soft. Braised for days, tender. Right here, they've got some liver. The liver is very good, a bit soft, not too livery. And then you've got the intestines. You can literally look into this one, see inside. Now, I don't see any remnants of an old Taco Bell meal or anything like that. Oh, wow. I'm telling you, intestine is not the ideal way to start your day. But here, it's a little bit gamey, mostly gelatinous. It feels like it's been braised for a long time. It's pretty good. So this is breakfast, and our first noodle of the day coming in at a very affordable price. From here, we're leaving behind the cheapest noodles and heading to the oldest noodle joint in town, a place that's been slanging nudes since the dawn of modern Taiwan. We have come to our second noodle location right behind me, Lao Dun. Right. This is one of the oldest noodle locations that you will find in Taipei. It was opened in 1949. And I know what you're thinking. That's not that long ago. My dad was born before that. Here they have a food that has roots in China. Their famous dish is known as dan dan noodles. I know this is a very famous noodle, but it's gonna be my first time trying it out. Let's go inside and take a look. All right, folks, I'm in the kitchen at our second location. This place is feeling slightly more modern. Let me tell you, the noodle nets that they have here, they're on a timer. That means when these noodles are ready and finished, they automatically come up. It's like an automatic fryer basket, but for noodles. Today, I'm gonna be trying a variety of dan dan noodles. It's called ja dan noodles. Let's get into it. Dandan are made with a wheat noodle, giving it a firm, chewy texture that stands up to its accompanying bold, spicy, and savory sauce. The final flavor is complex, but the bowl's assembly is simple and straightforward. Start with a hit of savory soy sauce, then creamy sesame paste, and a sprinkle of green scallions. A dash of Szechuan pepper adds a tingling buzz. Then we're ready for the noodles. The noodles head directly from the blanching basket to the bowl, before they're topped with a pile of savory minced meat and a bit more scallion. Our second bowl of noodles for the day, right here. You can see on top of the dry noodle, they have this soybean paste. I'm gonna start just by trying out the soybean taste. This is what makes it different from the usual dandan. Let's see how it is. Cheers. That's very good. Actually, it's a mixture of soybean paste, but it's also mixed with minced pork. So it's super salty. Then you have the pork flavor in there, so it's got some texture to it too. Amazing. This is a dry noodle. So what we want to do is actually kind of wake up the seasonings and spices that are at the bottom of the noodle. I'm doing my best to really like rotate and get this sauce all over everything. There's just like not that much stuff in the bowl, period. A little bit of minced pork, some of the sauce, a little bit of noodles. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. Wow, that's delicious. This is like the ultimate carb bomb. There's a bit of minced pork, but come on, what is that, 5 grams of protein? This is really all about the noodle. And what's great about the noodle is it has this al dente texture to it. So it's not soft like that rice noodle we had earlier that was a little bit more soft and bouncy. This has some nice bite to it. Super delicious. I can see why people like this. It's very addicting. One of the things I read about dandan noodles is they're usually spicy because they have the Szechuan peppercorn inside. So I was hoping for a little bit of that numbing zing that you get from Szechuan peppers, but here today, I'm not feeling it. I mean, maybe they saw my complexion in the kitchen and they thought, this guy can't handle it. This is a delicious noodle, but it's a noodle that goes way back in history. 1949, basically the year that Taiwan became the Taiwan that we know it as today, the sovereign nation of Taiwan. From the city's oldest noodles, we're now heading to a mall basement to track down the best noodles in Taipei, a place where the noodles are hand-carved before your very eyes. Boom, we've come to our third noodle location right here. This place is known as Lao Shan Dong. Not only that, here, additionally, the noodles are made by hands, not just one hand, several hands. You should see how many hands are back there. And it's in a mall. What's up with noodle restaurants in malls? Even in Hong Kong, one of the Michelin-rated noodle restaurants we went to was in a mall as well. There's something secret about being in a mall. This place, similar to the last restaurant, has a long history. It started back in 1949, so it's also the oldest restaurant. This place is highly regarded for its beef noodle soup, and it has earned a Bib Gourmand recommendation from the Michelin Guide. Bib Gourmand, what's that mean? Sounds French. So right now I'm in the kitchen. This place, it's a well-oiled machine. They have a big staff and they move smoothly and efficiently. Right now I'm in the noodle making section. Take a look at these guys. These are thick cut noodles cut by hand. We're gonna see how the process works now. At Lao Shandong Homemade Noodles, the noodle magic begins with flour, water, and salt, kneaded together until the dough is smooth and elastic. The dough gets its beauty rest, allowing the gluten network that's formed during kneading to relax. When ready, it's portioned into smaller chunks. Then it's rolled out into thin sheets using a noodle machine. So next, this super flat dough is gonna become noodles. He takes his giant rolling pin and he rolls up the noodle. He feeds it through the sheeter. It poops out even thinner noodles. From here, he takes out this ultra thin noodle sheet. He wraps it around the pin, rolling up the entire thing. Then here, he methodically moves the noodles back and forth, creating a stack of noodles that will be easily cut soon. So he cuts the noodles very thick, then he whips the strands out, adds a bit of flour. From here, he portions the noodles into the appropriate length. Once he's cut the noodles down to size, he gathers them up together and he dumps them right here in the bin, and these are now ready to go into some boiling water. So right now I'm headed into the kitchen where they're about to make my dish. It is shredded pork with pickle. I gotta be really careful in here because there are a lot of bubbling cauldrons of hot water and a lot of action. So right here, these are the beautiful noodles we saw already. Right now they're going into the boiling net. I just love the look of these fat, thick cut, wide noodles. Noodles are being drip dried, then fed into this giant bowl. Right here we have the shredded pork and pickle mixture. She's gonna hit it with a little bit of oil, salt, MSG, green onions, and then she's gonna dump in this glorious hot pork broth. And then the owner of this place put some sesame oil on top, and that dish is complete. We have our third noodle meal of the day in front of me right now for $2.78. You can get all of this right here. This is shredded pork. I gotta say, for the price, a decent amount of meat, but it's really all about these lavish noodles. Noodles I just saw made in front of my very eyes moments ago. In a moment, I'm gonna be biting into those noodles, but first, pork skin, or whatever this is right here. I saw them working on this as soon as I came in. It was coming out of big molds, and it looked like there was some kind of pork ear in here or something. It turns out it is a pork skin Jello?
Pork Jello, as I call it, is a savory treat made by simmering pork bones and skin in water, then combining it with Chinese 5-spice until you get a rich, flavorful broth. As it cools, it morphs into a gelatinous texture, creating a porky bite of Jello.
Not your typical type of Jello. I like my Jello usually mixed with strawberries, bananas, but why not with pork skin? Let's go for it. What if I told you that was lovely? Oh my God, that's really good. That tastes like a gelatinized pho broth. It tastes like Chinese 5-spice. Mixed into a Jello, it's jiggly, and then the skin is gelatinous. I was not expecting to fall in love with that today, but that's pretty dang good. I must cleanse my palate of this pork skin and get into this, starting with the broth. Let's give it a shot. A very gentle broth, very savory, a bit of fattiness. He put a big squirt of sesame oil at the end. It imparts a delicious smoky flavor onto whatever you put it on. Good broth. I can't believe this whole bowl is just under $3. Take a look at these chunky handmade noodles. The fact that he was able to use the rolling pin and maneuver this long sheet of noodles back and forth to make a perfect stack that he could cut piece by piece. It's super impressive. Let's see how it tastes. Cheers. That's the best noodle so far today. It's got body, it's got bite, it's almost pillowy, and it really soaks up the sauce just perfectly. But this isn't just about the noodles. Here we have the shredded pork mixed with the pickled vegetables. Everything here is on point. The pork is perfect, flavorful, juicy. It tastes like pork. And then the pickled vegetables has some great bite to it. It almost feels like jicama. This is the most remarkable $3 you could spend probably anywhere. So far, we have tried 3 different types of noodles in Taiwan. Each noodle is getting a bit better than the one before it. But next we're moving from something that costs under $3 to something that costs over 100 times the price of this bowl right here. But is it over 100 times better? I'm going to find out.
6 years ago, I ventured to Taiwan in search of the most expensive bowl of noodles I could find, not just in the country, but in all of Asia. Many questioned whether these noodles were even worth trying, with some saying it was an absolute waste of money.
Welcome to our 4th and final noodle location of the day. Behind me, Nyo Baba.
Nyo Baba Beef Noodle, a place where beef noodles hit the high notes and the high prices.
Here, they have the most expensive noodles you will find in Taiwan.
The beef here is sourced from top-tier Wagyu cattle, meticulously prepared to melt in your mouth.
Last time I went here, a lot of you in the comments were talking I'm talking haters. People looking at this man and his delicious beef recipe saying, hey, over $300 is ridiculous. No one should ever pay that for noodles. Well, guess what? I'm gonna tell him about your comments and see what he thinks about your thoughts about his noodles. It's been 6 years and he's still here, baby.
Get ready for Taiwan's expensivest noodle.
Sir, it's been 6 years since I've been here. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
My first question, how is everything going?
It's been a bit tough during COVID, but it's going well overall. Business is okay.
During COVID, did anybody order that $300 noodle for takeaway?
Maybe just 1 or 2 people.
Were they drunk?
Maybe.
Most people come over and order in the restaurant. We also prefer not to offer delivery for the most expensive dishes because they're way better when you dine in.
I totally agree. Last time I was here, I put the video on YouTube. Did you read the comments?
Yeah, I read the comments.
What do you say to these people that have these criticisms about your very expensive noodles?
People have different opinions, and I take them seriously. I'm here to refine and perfect, to prove that every bowl is worth every penny.
It's not about making the most expensive bowl, it's about making the best possible bowl.
I'm not saying it's the best noodle out there, but this is how I envision the ideal bowl. I'm always open to discussions and feedback from customers to keep making it better and better.
Standing his ground, yet humble at the same time. Sir, thank you so much.
谢谢。
谢谢。 Right now I'm in the kitchen and the cooking is about to begin, but here's one thing that was not mentioned in the interview that's kind of interesting. You see, the price is the same as it was about 6 years ago, 10,000 Taiwanese dollars. But back then that was about $340. Now it's about $310. So technically I'm getting a 10% discount right now because of the exchange rate and how it's changed over time.
The magic of this place is in its high-quality ingredients.
Here we have the noodles going into the blanching nets,
Freshly made noodles are cooked to just the right texture,
and they're put inside the bowl.
and the whole bowl is assembled with a careful balance of ingredients. It starts with the finest cuts of Wagyu beef.
And then he puts in some ribs. Here we have a mix of tendon and beef. Then we have some Wagyu steak.
The broth is a masterpiece on its own.
So I'm told this one is going to be on the bottom. This one is going to be on the top. I've never seen something like this, two broths working together.
Simmered for hours using premium beef bones, beef marrow, and beef gelatin. But that's just the first layer. The second layer brings the zing, the extraction of beef stew with herbs, jazzed up with soy sauce, rock sugar, and 5-spice.
Oh my gosh, just look at that insanely rich color. At last we have the final bowl right here. It looks amazing. Sir, thank you so much. All right, folks, we've done it. This is the most expensive noodle you'll find in Taiwan and quite possibly the most expensive noodle you'll find in all of Asia. Let's talk about the price, actually. I've got the menu right here. The menu here is very wide-ranging, from very accessible, affordable food for as much as $280. That's under $10 to this right here. This bowl right here costs $309.16. The presidential beef noodle soup uses only the most ultra-premium beef. It's not just A5, it's A6. and a half. It is beef fit for royalty. It was launched in 2007, and it is a culinary masterpiece offered by New Baba. That gave me goosebumps reading that. The color in this broth is unlike any other type of beef noodle you will ever see. It is such a peculiar shade of brown. It's gorgeous. Time to give it a shot. Let's go. It's so good. It's such a wild flavor. It is like one of the most deep, complex beef broths you will ever taste in your life. The balance between light and heavy, it's pretty much perfect. I don't know how you get too much better than that. Then there's the beef. There's a few different cuts in here. This is half tendon, half beef. And you can actually see they've used a scissors or some kind of an instrument to cut the meat down to this perfect shape and size, guaranteeing that you only get the most beautiful, perfect bite. I'm gonna give it a shot. Cheers. Oh man, tender, gelatinous, sticky tendon mixed with a little bit of meat from the beef melts in your mouth. It's delicious. Before we have any more beef, let's talk about that noodle. This is a much more thin noodle, a refined noodle. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. Very good noodle, perfectly bouncy. It's got some bite to it. It's slightly chewy. It's so good. Right here, we have some of that Wagyu. Look at it, cut into perfect little cubes. It's juicy. You can actually see the fat striations going throughout the protein. And I'm gonna mix some of that with some of this noodle. Give it a shot. Oh my God, it's unbelievably good. I wish I could tell you that the owner of this stall was standing behind the camera with a gun to my head, but he's not. He told me to say he's not. It literally melts on your tongue, and it's the perfect blend of flavors when you have those chewy noodles. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. In talking to the owner, I gotta say, I really like his point of view. When you make a dish like this, you're putting yourself out on a limb. You're exposing yourself to criticism. This is somebody trying to create culinary perfection, constantly changing this living recipe, adjusting it over time, and making it better and better as he gets closer and closer to perfection. So from here, we've had our most expensive bowl of noodles in all of Taiwan. I'm gonna step outside next and tell you which one was my absolute favorite from today. Let's move. Boom! Today we ate 4 different types of noodles here in Taiwan. Very affordable noodles, very old noodles, very best noodles, and the very most expensive noodles, $310. You won't find anything more expensive than that in Asia. And if you do, let me know, because I want to go there and I want to try it out. So every noodle experience had something unique to offer, but I gotta say the last location was the best for me. So all I can say to all the haters out there is that your words are literally jet fuel for this man. The more you hate on his noodles, the more his noodles will, he's gonna keep making the noodles. He's unstoppable is the main point. Before we go, I want to say a huge thank you to Ola Taipei Travel for helping to make this video possible. Ola Taipei is offering custom private tours led by passionate locals like her. Ola Taipei takes you beyond the typical tourist spots, from cat cafes and antique shops to scenic hikes. Experience Taiwan's culture and beauty in a unique way. Plus, they offer tours in English, Spanish, Chinese, and even Catalan, right? Sí. Their tours provide rich insights and unforgettable experiences. Book your adventure at olataipei.com and experience Taipei like a local. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you next time. Peace. Next time, instead of eating noodles, we're gonna go noodling. Do you know what noodling is? Guys, look it up, noodling in Alabama. It has nothing to do with noodles. It's not sexual either, perverts.
If you love Indian food, then you're gonna love our new channel, Best Ever Food India. Subscribe now for weekly videos showcasing the most unique street food from around the country.